welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So in today's video, we're going to do our weekly tarot reading for the collective for December 7th through the 13th, 2025. So let's see what's going on for the collective for this upcoming week. I'm interested to see what kind of energy we're going to get. And please hit that like button so this will go out to other people that need to see this information, because you're drawn to a video when you're meant to see the information that is in it. So when you hit that like button, it sends it out to more people and they might need to see that information. Plus, it helps the channel to grow. So I would appreciate if you hit that like button, and please hit subscribe so that you get future videos I put out. So I just did the collective 2026 energy check-in for next year reading. That came out a few days ago. And then I'll be doing the element readings for 2026. They'll be coming out next week. And then later in the month, I'll be doing a winter for the season of winter reading. That'll be coming out right before the winter solstice. So I just wanted to let you know about some special readings coming out. And the collective weekly comes out every Saturday. So let's see what's going on. And please take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, because it might resonate with you, it might not, because there'll be a lot of people watching it. So it's a general reading. So what is the energy for the collective for December 7th through 13th, 2025? Energy for the collective. Cards are jumping out. Could be a lot of energy coming up this week. All right, let's see. Okay, I feel like that's good. And thank you to all my subscribers. I really appreciate your support of the channel and of me. I appreciate it very much. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. Magician, Page of Pentacles. We've got the Six of Swords. We've got the Seven of Cups, the World card. I'm trying to set them up here. King of Pentacles, and okay, the Ten of Swords. So something that's been going on for the collective in general is leaving something behind coming into this week. So it's something that, you've been working on. This is a past card and a past position, so it's already happening. But you can see over by my finger right here, there's some choppy water, there's waves. So it's like you're leaving something behind that's choppy and going into smoother water. Just like this lady and this little boy, this little child, they're on this boat. They're sailing into smoother water. So you're leaving something behind that's been choppy. And as a collective, been leaving it behind. And we've been manifesting for ourselves, putting it all together, getting getting our tools together. So it's I'm hearing mind, body, and spirit. So many of us have been working on our mind, body, and spirit and putting it all together. Now, if you look in the Magician, he's got all his little tools. He's got cups, he's got pentacles, he's got the sword, he's got the wand, and infinity. So what I'm catching from this is he's working with the divine, right, to manifest. And I feel like that's what humanity's doing. Like, we are becoming more aware of the spiritual connection, like, because many of us, we've been conditioned to only focus on the physical body. But now that's changing. And so it's like over the last couple years, there's been an emphasis on mental health. And now I feel like there's going to start to be more of an emphasis on spiritual health. So it's kind of that of the spirit, mind, and body together. And we're manifesting that for ourselves, bringing that all together. But the knowledge and intuition's coming from the divine to humanity. So it's kind of like we're getting downloads from the divine about these subjects, about bringing this all together, and about manifesting for ourselves. And it could be downloads as far as, the DNA upgrades we're going through, the our vibration lifting, our consciousness rising. I think it's like it's all part of that. It's all working together to help bring us into a place where we're manifesting for ourselves, and we're focused on those three things. We're like, knowledge is coming out to show us the importance of those three, the tri of the mind, body, and spirit, and how we need to work them together at the same time to manifest things for ourselves. And I feel like, humanity, like I said, we're leaving choppy waters behind. We're going into smoother waters, and I feel it has a lot to do with that knowledge coming in. It's like there's this divine knowledge that's coming in. I'm definitely hearing that I feel like Three Eye Atlas has a lot to do with it as far as helping, get the codes down to humanity to help the rise of the vibration, help to activate star seeds. I did a video on Three Eye Atlas a couple weeks ago, and definitely I got out of that reading that, they're here to help us to kind of raise our vibration, raise our frequency, but also to activate the star seeds. So there's like a lot going on, but I feel like that they're part of the plan, the divine plan to help us, rise up and help all this come together. But I've definitely am hearing knowledge. I'm seeing a big book. It's like an old book, looks like it's medieval, like really old, and but it's like a book's open, and it's like the pages are going by, and there's like all this drawings, graphs in it, drawings. It's like knowledge, like wisdom knowledge that humanity hasn't known or has been kept from humanity is coming in. That's part of the divine plan, is for us to become knowledgeable with this missing knowledge, to hear about it, to learn about it. And that's going to help us kind of move out of this choppy water into smooth water. Um, and this could be personally in your life as well. It could be like resonating with you on a personal level, but I'm looking at it, from the more global perspective, but it could be, on a personal level too. So definitely there is a small tangible offer coming in, like, and it's very, very much just beginning. So it's like at the very beginning stages of it coming in. It hasn't had time to really establish itself into a big offer and grown. So it's like the very, very beginning stages. And I feel like for general level, like the global perspective of humanity, it's like tangible things coming out that's going to help humanity. But it's like we're in the very beginning stages of it. So these things haven't quite, manifested on a big scale yet. Maybe in some different parts of the world it's coming out, but it's at the very beginning stages of this coming out. And okay, I'm seeing it spreading across the world. So it's kind of like, it could be like technology that is going to kind of take us to the next level as far as humanity, like technology that's really advanced that we didn't know about. It's going to start becoming accessible. Technology is going to develop and come out. And it's like, we're in the very beginning stages of that happening now. And it's something tangible, it's going to come out, and it's going to kind of help humanity, like with our everyday life, things like that. It's going to make things a lot better for humanity. And it's going to come out, but it's like, it might come out like in small stages at first, but then it's going to grow across the planet. So then in the atmosphere, there's definitely like a sense of, like a sense of confusion going on. And it's kind of like humanity's like, there's so much information out there, and a lot of it isn't factual or true, but it's kind of like, because there's so much, there's a good bit of confusion going on for, for everyone, and, and for the general collective, a sense of confusion. But I feel like, that's kind of short-lived, because as time goes on, the more factual information will be made known, and the things that aren't factual, that are just put out there to confuse people on purpose, that stuff will fall away. So this is the current energy that I have for the collective right here. So if this is more on a personal level, it could be that you're leaving something behind that was in the past, you left it behind that was choppy, and going, you're going more into smooth sailing, so to speak, into a smoother situation, and you're manifesting for yourself a kind of a new beginning as you're leaving that behind. There is a tangible new offer coming in, and it's at the very beginning stages that's going to help you move forward and help you further get away from this type situation, or from the situation that you left behind that was choppy. It's like this new offer is going to help you move forward to kind of continue to get out of that. There might be an atmosphere of confusion that you're dealing with right now. It might be like confusion in a sense of like what people are telling you, what you're hearing, information that's coming out at you, and there's a sense of confusion about it. And that this is like if it was for on the personal, that's what I feel for those of you this is resonating with on a personal level. But in the near future, if this is resonating with you personally, on the near future, this is like you're entering a new phase. It's you're leaving that old phase behind that you left behind on the boat, and you're coming into a new phase. You're like in that, and it's kind of, you're not there yet because this is the near future. So it hasn't happened yet, but it's like you're getting ready to go through that gateway to leave that behind. And as you're going into the gateway, into that new phase, and you're leaving it behind, this confusion, if you're experiencing any of it and you're hearing confusing information, you're getting confusing reports back to you from people, like that will all go away and kind of like teeter out as you go through that gateway into that new phase. And I feel that's going to be the same case for the global collective for humanity. Like in the near future, we're going through a gateway into a new phase, and we're leaving behind the stuff that was hard on humanity, and it's going to be more smoother sailing moving forward. And part of that is because of the stuff that's going to come out, that this is just the beginning part of that's going to help us. Also, it's because of what we're manifesting for ourselves. But I definitely, I'm feeling the same I just said about the personal level. It's like, there's so much information out there that it's confusing to humanity, and a lot of it is not accurate and it's not true, but it's also like it could be like information coming to you is confusing that you're getting from different sources, whether it's friends or family members or people you talk to on a regular basis. But it's all kind of confusing just because I feel like it's like too much information, too much coming at you. But that's going to change for humanity as we go through that gateway into that new chapter, into that new phase. Because as we move forward through that gateway, the things that are not accurate, that are not true, that are just put out there to confuse people and kind of, shut their brain down because it's too much information, right? Too much to think about. The stuff that's put out there on purpose like that to confuse people, that's going to go away. So the stuff that's not factual, that's not true, it's all going to it's going to solve itself out, and it's just going to fizzle out, and those things will be made known, and that'll be the end of it. But what's interesting is what I have for the advice for the collective is there is a sense of surrender, surrendering to the process. Like it's like we ended this cycle, we're coming out of the rough stuff, and we're ending a cycle, and we're going into a new cycle, into a new phase, a new cycle. But it's like humanity is, it's like we have to surrender, and surrender to the divine is what I'm hearing. Like, surrender to the divine, use your intuition, surrender to the divine plan. Even though it's been a hard journey for humanity and a lot of stuff that's happened that's or things that are coming out, like information coming out that's probably not easy to hear. It's like everything's happening for our best interest so that we can go through into this new phase. So it's kind of like those things have to come out. We have to go through these experiences. We have to go through it in this way so that we are ready to come into the next phase, into the next cycle. Because the next cycle is going to be glorious. It's going to be so much better than where we've been. But we have to we have to consciously be ready for that. And so that's kind of what we've been going through the last couple years, is getting ready consciously for it. So there's a sense of surrender, like just surrendering to the divine plan. And I feel part of that is like not allowing yourself to get too consumed with the confusing stuff. And what I mean by that, and what I'm hearing is like, take time for yourself, like turn off the TV if you need to. If it becomes too much with what's going on in the world, or it's bringing you down and kind of like pulling you down into that lower vibrational energy because it's too much, because it's negative, turn it off. Spend some time without, looking at your phone and checking on what's going on, because there's a lot that's going to come out, and it's going to make us feel this kind of confusion, because it's a lot of it. But remember, a lot of what you're hearing isn't factually true. It's put out there to keep you in that lower vibration on purpose. So it's kind of like, just surrender and let things like, don't emotionally get attached to it to the point where it's bringing your energy down. It, acknowledge your feeling about it, but then like kind of disconnect emotionally from it and surrender, as far as a sense of understand that this is all part of divine plan. Even though we might not understand it, like, well, if it's part of the divine plan, then why is this happening right now? Why is, the divine allowing this to happen like in this way? But even though we might not understand it while we're in the middle of it, it is happening for a reason, and there's a reason it's happening that way. So we just kind of have to surrender. And that's kind of what I do. Like I do kind of keep an eye on the news, but I keep like one eye on it. And I don't allow myself to get like really sucked into it emotionally or self-absorbed, because I'm just trusting the divine plan. It's like, well, of course, having the gifts I have, it kind of helps because I kind of know what's coming before it happens a lot of times. But and that helps with me being able to be kind of, like, not get worked up over it in a sense, because I have that understanding. But at the same time, I mean, yeah, it's easy to get kind of sucked into it and get really upset. But I focus on myself. I try to keep my vibration high, and I've surrendered to the divine plan of it. And I know that it's like everything's going to just fall in place as it's meant to. Just let it happen. But that's what I mean by surrender. It's kind of like, just let things happen as they're meant to. And this could also be like in your personal life. As you're going through this process I was just talking about with the cards, it's like, just kind of let things, surrender to the process, let things flow, the way they're meant to. And I know that can be hard because, we, as humans, we want to try to control everything around us. That's the ego part of us. And so it's hard sometimes to just kind of let that go, but definitely I would try. And then the other vice card I have is the King of Pentacles. So I feel like humanity's coming into this King of Pentacles type energy. So over time, we're going to go from this just beginning, the very beginning stages of this, tangible offers, to now we're, it builds up from the page level: knight, queen, and then king. So this is what humanity's going towards. We're not there yet, is what I'm feeling. Like, we're not there yet in that king energy, but because this is the current energy. But we're going to build our way up to this. And it's like everybody's going to be more abundant. It's like everyone on the planet is going to be more abundant, just, in their personal lives, but also like, on a country level and on a global level. There's just going to be more abundance for everybody. And it'll trickle down to your personal abundance, but it's going to be for everybody. And part of that's going to be changes to systems, the systems that are crumbling and falling away, that are no longer in our best interest. It's going to be like changes, like maybe certain taxes are going to be done away with, which will put more money in our pocket. And certain policies are going to come out that are going to be, that are going to help us to build our abundance instead of taking it away, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of like instead, you know, like changes are going to happen that are going to be a help to humanity instead of a negative towards humanity. And that's going to help us to be able to build our abundance, because everybody should be in this energy. Like the earth has enough abundance for everybody. So everybody should be in this energy, and this is what we're going to. And that's part of our new phase. That's part of the new cycle that we're going into as humanity. And if that's for you in a personal level, it's like you're building into this in your personal life. If this is resonating with you on a personal level. Um, so really interesting. It's like I feel like, you know, we're getting into December of 2025, and I feel like, you know, this has been kind of an interesting year with this, the energy. And I feel like it's gonna continue, but I feel like you're really gonna see this ramp up, like, in 26, 27, and same with this. Like, probably by this time next year, you know, we're gonna see some things, some tangible offers, some things coming out for humanity already by, like, this time next year. So I feel like this, you know, this phase is gonna kick in, this new cycle for humanity, and we're gonna be going forward gangbusters on it over the next, like, I keep hearing 2 years. It's gonna be a lot of changes, a lot of positive things coming out in 2 years. All right, well, that's what I have for the collective for the week of December 7th through 13th. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.